Welcome back to the Flushing Faithful podcast. I am your host. You can call me Eddie, or you can call me by my internet name, Killswitch. Well, I wanted to get this out before the arbitration deadline, but, life happens. Let's talk about the pitching rotation of the Mets. Mainly Jacob deGrom. Here is how I feel about the deGrom situation. Sign him. Now. I mean, really, what are they waiting for? I'm sure an offer will be made. I don't know if it will be a let's make an offer so that we can act like we did something offer or a true offer. Because it is the Mets. They are known for being cheap, and they will always be cheap. If you remember, I've been saying they should sign him through his last 2 years of arbitration, which would mean this year and next year, and then an extension after that. And they partially did what I was talking about. Give him a number that I won't say suitable, because it's hard to say suitable when it's $17 million. I said 15. Either way, do an escalator where it's something like 17 since he already signed that. And then next year, say bump it up to 20. And then after that, hit him with 30, 30, 20, 20. So that's another 100 million on top of 37 million, which would be a 6-year deal, $137 million. Now, this gives him the security going into his older years, which most pitchers don't have. He's 30 now. By the time he gets a free agency, he'll be 32. So he may be inclined to sign that. Now, the reason I said the two 30s in the middle and then two 20s, other guys will need to be paid. But at that point, Cespedes will be off the books. You know they're not re-signing him. Someone else will be off the books too who's making a lot of money. But then you have other guys who will be getting into their money years. So if you can hit him with those two 30s in the middle, then the 20s after, the 20s will be compensating for when you're giving arbitration boosts to other players. Or just make it 25 straight. So 17, 20, 25, 25, 25, 25. Which again takes him to his age 35 year. Now, most players, I should say, would take that, especially with the way baseball's going, and they don't want to pay players well past their prime. He has not been pitching his whole life. He's already been through Tommy John and other injuries. So, I mean, that's pretty much going to cover him for those years. It should work. Maybe you have to give him a little more, but that's fine. I wouldn't break the bank due to age. Plus, I don't believe in those $30 million contracts. Next, we had Noah Syndergaard. He's going to be kind of in the same situation if he can get back to where he needs to be or where he was. Because in 2016, 15, you would have said he's that guy. He's the guy who's going to get after it. He's the guy who's going to be that ace. Plus, he's younger, so he may be around longer. So, if he has a good year this year, I'd try to sign him early. This is a mistake that the Mets make. They don't sign their players early, then they wait until it's too late. And it's mainly because they're cheap. And Zach Wheeler, he's an interesting case. To me, I think he turned the corner. I think he deserves a contract extension. Okay, I don't want to say deserve because that just sounds like he should get it. I mean, maybe you don't want Zach Wheeler, so then he shouldn't get it. So let me not use that word. But for Zach Wheeler, he signed a contract for 5.9, something like that. Maybe you can get 3 or 4 free agent years out of him. Say 3 for 30 or 3 for 36. Maybe even 3 for 45 because as salaries increase, you have to bump up the offers. Now imagine having Jake, Noah, and Wheeler for 4 or 5 years at the high level that we know they're all capable of. Then you add Steven Matz. I don't even know what to say about him. Let him have another full season, see what happens. Sometimes lefties bloom late. There's a guy you might know of named Randy Johnson. Took him forever. But see what he can do. I wouldn't throw money at him yet unless it's a small deal like the one they signed John Neese to, which was like 4 years, 30 million, however it was broken down. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was something like that. And then, my God, I can't believe he is still on the team. Jason Vargas. Cut him. Cut him. Cut him. I have no other words except cut him. You have Kyle Dowdy, who has to be on the roster unless he gets offered back to Cleveland. I would keep him. Maybe even make him the fifth starter. But he may slot into the bullpen somewhere. I mean, you have Lugo, you have Gazelman also. Let's keep them in the bullpen. If anything, and you're going to sign someone else, sign Gio Gonzalez. He's still out there. I mean, he isn't the best pitcher on the market, but you can get him cheap. He'll eat innings, and he's been in the NL East. Decent pitcher. You will get something out of him over Jason Vargas. Gio Gonzalez, you know you'll get a pitcher that should be over 500. Jason Vargas, who knows what you'll get out of him. I mean, maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe I just hate Jason Vargas. But I can't be the only one who sees what a disaster he is. And then when you get past that, the Mets gave up their top pitching prospect, unless you consider Peterson to be ahead of Dunn. But they really have nothing at the top of their minor league system. Flexen or Oswalt, neither one of them were that good. I mean, I guess they can fill in, but that's all they're for, filling in. They aren't guys that are going to make your rotation better. And with Brody, with all his big talk, you got to come hard. You have the top 4, get someone else for that 5th spot. Find a way to get rid of Vargas. Just do it. I don't care how. Just do it. Get rid of Vargas. Get rid of Vargas. I don't know what else to say. The only thing left is the bullpen, and I'm okay with the bullpen. Diaz as the closer, Familia as the setup guy, and then Gazelman, Lugo, whoever else to fill in. I'm okay with that. I can't say anything about it. And then just rotate the guys like they did last year or the year before. Drew Smith or Bachelor or whoever else. They're interchangeable until someone makes themselves noticed. So, right now, I would say that's your Mets pitching staff, at least according to me. I wouldn't make, unless they make a trade for like Corey Kluber or something, I don't see any other changes coming. And that's a rotation I'd go to war with. The bullpen, too, except for Jason Vargas. Get rid of Vargas. Get rid of him. Cut him. Brody, if you ever listen to me, cut him now. This has been Flushing Faithful Podcast.